Officially, let me welcome you to Atebubu. We are on 100-acre farmland of Mr. Samuel Abroquah, a young, energetic man doing his master's in KNUST, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. This is a young man who aims to impact lives through food production, and this is a young man who is so diligent and so hardworking, and we are here to experience what he's doing on the farm, to see some of the challenges he's going through, to see some of the things he has endured, to see some of the things that we will need to support him with, and then also to learn something new. Hey, I believe you can hear the sound of the wind. It's very windy here. There are a lot of trees here, so 100% clear oxygen. Chemistry students or people practicing chemistry, please don't attack me here. But I think if you have 100% oxygen, it's the best. What do I know? Very soon we'll be talking to Mr. Abroquah, and then also we are going to take a walk on the farm to experience everything firsthand. Oh, it's a nice day to be on a farm.
Hello, my name is Samuel Abroquah. I'm an executive member of Sicily Foundation and the field lead for Youth Feed Ghana project. So Youth Feed Ghana is a program which brings youth together in our various communities to cultivate food crop. The aim of Youth Feed Ghana is to feed Mother Ghana and beyond. So we do this by cultivating food crops and making sure that we can end hunger and we can cut the importation of food into our country. Through this, we create great opportunities for ourselves in our rural community without having to leave our rural communities, going to our cities, searching for jobs which does not exist. So through Youth Feed Ghana, we've been to over 177 rural communities. We've farmed with a lot of youth. Thousands of youth have been registered and shown interest in Youth Feed Ghana program. And we are doing this because we believe that agriculture can create jobs for our youth in our various communities. So as the field lead, I have been able to talk to youth, advise youth, give youth agriculture ideas which can improve their agribusiness base and help them earn from what they do. I'm currently reading an MPhil in Sustainable and Integrated Rural Development in Kwame Nkrumah University. I graduated in 2017, that is 4 years ago, from Kwame Nkrumah University. And that is where I started getting involved in agriculture on a full-time basis. So for my bachelor, I read Natural Resources Management, but I majored in agroforestry, which is a combination of agriculture and forestry, where we try to incorporate trees in all our agriculture activity.
Okay.
So yeah, so that is what I read.
Sure.
But personally, I grew up from a community where I had the opportunity to see agriculture, see farming. So when I was very young, my grandpa had cocoa farm. So most of our vacation we spent time on grandpa's cocoa farm, and that is where I developed the passion for agriculture.
Sure.
So I saw a group of people producing what every other person needs, but they continue to remain as the poor people in our society. So that's some of the things I was thinking of, and then going back to school to read agriculture in high school, participating in World Food Day program, and then getting myself involved in agriculture. My passion for this whole community grew. And that is where I came to observe that it is about we trying to help farmers do it and do it right. And that is why I have, let me say, sacrificed myself to be on this food, even though it's one of the uncomfortable food for people who go back to school and they come back home and they want to go into farming, and it's something nobody think of. It's been easy trying to farm, trying to lead a youth group who are also into farming, and trying to combine it with education. So it's all about time management. So
Sure.
I am very, very conscious about time, because I need time for academics, I need time for my personal, I need time for my youth programs, and I need time for my personal farms as well. I do blog about agriculture, I do blog about good agro practices, I do blog about new things which are being seen in our agriculture terrain. So I have a website where I blog. It is called Agro Impact Africa. It's a startup I started with the aim of trying to share the knowledge I have acquired, the experience I've developed over the years, and the skills I have now to help improve our whole farming system, and make people see farming more of a business than the usual subsistence and cultural lifestyle we have pursued agriculture with in the last years. One of my greatest desires is to cut malnourishment among children. It's very pathetic when you move through our rural communities in Africa, and to be precise, in Ghana. You know, these are people who live in areas where you find agriculture, you find food, but their children are malnourished. They don't eat well. And that is my embedded heart desire, to end malnourishment among children in Ghana. So how do we end malnourishment without producing food, without producing healthy, quality food, without me trying to teach farmers, rural people how to combine their food? So that is my basic aim. My basic aim is for children malnourishment to end in Ghana. At least they should, if they have nothing at all, living in a country with cold, living in a country which is boasting about cocoa, living in a country which has oil, they should at least eat and eat well. That is my aim for this whole agriculture pursuit. So gradually, a lot of students are no more interested in reading agriculture, even at our high school level, and further think of reading agriculture in the university or the tertiary level. You know, today a lot of parents do not want their children to even say they want to grow up and become farmers. And this is because most people have seen farming as an activity which rests with people who live in the rural areas, and these are poor people. And this is just because we haven't created a system whereby farming looks more lucrative like it's looked elsewhere in the Western world. We are gradually dwindling away from agriculture, hoping that one day we may get food from another country. And that is why our agriculture is collapsing. We have relied on the importation of food to the point that people don't really see the essence of we pursuing agriculture as youth. So that is it. So, and this indoctrination has gone down in the head of a lot of people that, hey, you can't think of being a farmer in Ghana. You have to go to school and become a doctor, become an engineer, become a lawyer, become a politician, and you must never dream of becoming a farmer, because when you want to be a farmer, you will be poor. Not long ago, we saw a big politician even saying that you can't go to the university and come back home to say you want to farm. And as somebody who has farmed for 4 years with my degree, I know what it means to say that statement, because it's very frustrating when you decide to go into farming. Aside the fact that you do not have all the needed resources to cultivate, there's a lot of frustration in there, and people think once you are a youth, they have to deny you what is due you. So I think these are some of the reasons people are running away from the whole agriculture as a concept. But then the danger of this situation is the fact that we can't be fed by another nation, because every other nation eats the best and exports the worst. That is basically what happened. Nobody cultivates and give you the gold and take the silver of the food. They always take the best and export what they think they don't need. So if we would look at this whole situation very well and devise means of supporting youth farmers and then make the venture or the sector more attractive to youth, I think it would change the narrative. The last agriculture census states that we have less than 30% of people engaged in agriculture to be youth. So if you take all the people engaged in agriculture, less than 30% of them are youth. And that is very worrying for somebody like me, because our fathers, those who are ahead of us, who are now the chunk of the labor or the chunk of people controlling the sector, are people who saw agriculture as a culture. They grew up in families where people farmed, and they saw farmers as poor people, illiterate, and they are the people leading the sector. We have less than 30% of them to be youth. Now, currently, we the youth are more innovative, we are educated, we are trying our possible best to farm in the new age. So we are looking at agriculture as a business, and then the generation ahead of us are looking at agriculture as a culture, as a lifestyle of people living in rural areas. And basically, when it comes to things concerning agriculture, the media never talks about it. You hear few people trying to advocate for farmers because they feel they are the least for people. But trust me, without farmers, our country will crash down, because what we are eating from the importation of food, I don't think are healthy food. So that is why we have to engage in this discourse, try to advocate for space for youth when it comes to agriculture, because we have two generations: a generation which saw agriculture as a sector or a venture for people who are poor and illiterate, and people who does that as a lifestyle, as a culture, against a generation of youth who are more innovative, adventurous, and see agriculture as a business. So if we are unable to bridge this continually, agriculture wouldn't look attractive to we the youth out there. So yeah, Sicily Foundation was founded by old man Francis Eduofe about a decade ago. So the aim of Sicily Foundation runs on three vehicles. One is education, the other is evangelism, and we have economic empowerment. So it is out of the economic empowerment came all this agricultural activity, because most of our activities are in the rural areas, and then we realize that when it gets to our rural communities, agriculture is the lead economic activity over there. So that is where we started this whole farming with rural farmers, trying to empower them to engage in their usual farming activity. So yes, when it comes to the economic empowerment and the farming aspect of it, what we do is we've started a branch of it called the Youth Feed Ghana project, and it's youth coming together to cultivate food crops. So that is what we do. Here's one of our sites. We have Savannah, we have Uti, we have even some team in the Western region where they are even doing Gari processing. So it's been like this for the last 4 years when we started Youth Feed Ghana. So we empower them, we help them get access to the input, and then at the end we harvest and try to pay for the cost of the inputs, and they take the profit. So that is what we are doing over here now. So okay, so I speak Fanti, I speak Chi, and I speak English, and he can only speak Dagomba, and I don't understand Dagomba. But this is the beauty of our Ghanaian society. I want you to understand. Now he is a Muslim, I'm a Christian, but we are working tirelessly on the field together. This is how Ghanaians can come together to pursue dreams. So it doesn't matter our difference. He's a Dagomba, I'm a fancy guy. We can speak our language. We are just communicating with signs, and we are drawing on the floor, and we are trying to get along, because our aim is one. We have a single aim: to produce food for Mother Ghana. And as youth, we have come together. We have been working tirelessly on the field, trying to communicate with signs, and we get along. So this is the beauty of our community. It is the beauty of our society. And these are great opportunities that we can tap on it to develop our country. So I believe as youth, it doesn't matter our differences. Once we have a single aim and we believe that this is what we want to achieve, we can come together to pursue it.
So yeah, it's been a wonderful day with Mr. Abroquah on his 100-acre farmland, and unfortunately the day has to close. You can see the cocoyam behind me. It's even taller than I am. That shows you the level of work here. If this video is of value to you, you can consider smashing the like button. Yeah, and then you can hit subscribe and then hit the bell notification so that you wouldn't be left out anytime we do upload. Yeah, and then also, if you have anything to tell Mr. Abroquah, you can leave it in the comment section below. And if you have anything to tell us to, hey, let us know. If it's against what Mr. Abroquah said, if it's some words of encouragement, if it's some objections, feel free to leave that in the comment section below. So I'll see you later. As usual, max up, stay safe. I'll see you guys later.